Sevilla, the heartbeat of Andalusia.
Bienvenidos a la Sevilla.
A city where orange blossoms perfume the air. Flamenco echoes off ancient stone, and the sun always seems to burn just a little brighter. This is the land of tapas, toreros, and tales too old to trace. For over 1,000 years, Roman, Moorish, and Catholic empires fought to claim this city, and you feel every bit of it in the dust, in the domes, and in the air itself. The cathedral in Sevilla is home to the most beautiful of all religious ceremonies. Every year, people come together to worship Jesus. You can feel it first in your feet. The cobblestones, uneven and ancient, reminding you this city wasn't built for comfort. It was built to last. Horses clatter past like they own the place. And then, la comida. We sat at a plaza side table and bit into croquetas. Crisp on the outside, molten bechamel and salty jamon inside. Not just any ham, Spanish ham, aged until it whispers.
Spanish ham.
9 p.m. on a Sunday, and Sevilla is just getting started. The tranquility and peacefulness of this habitat is second to none. Plaza de España is a fever dream of architecture, a sweeping semicircle of grandeur built not for war, not for worship, but for a World's Fair in 1929. It's part Renaissance, part Moorish revival, and completely over the top. An architectural love letter to Spain's provinces, tiled and glowing up in the Andalusian sunset. Every bridge, every echo under the colonnades reminds you, this place wasn't made for efficiency, it was made for feeling. It's where lovers meet, tourists gawk, and flamenco dancers stomp out forgotten stories with heels and heartbreak. Late night snacks in Sevilla hit different. Greasy, glorious, and best eaten with one hand while the other holds a cold beer. Flamenco singers at every corner literally drip their sweat onto your plate. Passion like that can't be rehearsed, only survived. The next day, we set out for the Royal Alcázar, a palace carved from centuries of empire, where Moorish sultans and Spanish kings left their mark in stone and tile. But before we could even see the gates, we were in what might be the longest line in all of Spain. Not for churros, not for a Real Madrid match, but for a chance, just a chance to buy a ticket. The Alcázar, crown jewel of Andalusia, sells out online months in advance. So for the rest of us, the dreamers, the wanderers, the unprepared, the only option is to line up in the sun and hope. Occasionally, noble tourists like ourselves are given the sacred responsibility of keeping the line from collapsing. It should have been chaos, but somehow it worked. Because in Spain, even the waiting tells a story. Hola, de la Plaza de Sevilla. El café más negro y más sabroso en Sevilla. La café Robles Leredo.
Una tostada española. Adiós.
Take out some money at the Bank of Spain and then go check out the Parliament building before enjoying a cafe at the Plaza de San Diego in Sevilla.
Por ejemplo, mañana sí va a estar más lleno.
Villa's Riverwalk stretches along the Guadalquivir, the only major navigable river in Spain. Once a vital artery for trade and exploration, it carried gold, spices, and conquistadors to and from the New World. Finally, the doors opened, and we stepped into a fairy tale. Tiled, carved, and scented with orange blossoms, the Royal Alcázar of Sevilla isn't just a place, it's a timeline in stone. Built by the Moors in the 10th century, expanded by Christian kings, and still home to Spain's royal family, it blends Islam, Gothic, and Renaissance styles. Its walls holds traces of Islam, Judaism, and Christianity, layered not peacefully, but permanently. Game of Thrones fans will recognize it as Dorne's Water Gardens, the seat of House Martell. The palace's fountains and courtyards were the perfect stand-in for a kingdom of quiet power and sunlight intrigue. After a long day beneath the Spanish sun, my loyal companion Spaghetti and I collapsed onto a shaded bench inside the Alcázar gardens and drifted into a much-needed siesta. We were jolted awake by Spanish security guards instructing everyone to evacuate. A massive power outage had swept across Spain, with reports it had stretched into parts of France and Italy. Even the ducks in the reflecting pool seemed restless. Still dazed, we made our way toward a nearby bar in search of a cold cerveza, only to realize that with electronic payments down, our euros had slipped through our fingers like sand. We are here live in Sevilla, Spain, where the power in all of Europe has gone out. You can see there's a mass hysteria. People are losing their mind. They cannot use their electronic currency. Money reigns king here in Spain.
Go.
The banks have closed, the electricity is out, and Spain is now running solely on the euro. But these tourists have no way to buy goods. Sought refuge in the city square, but eventually returned to our Airbnb, not for comfort, but with a plan to let the stillness lull us to sleep and be gently woke by the hum of electricity, a quiet signal that civilization had returned. The power outage had other plans. And the power is out. The streets are now rejoicing as the power was gone for 6 hours. These people have not moved a muscle from the cafe. Marino has been very hungry. He hasn't eaten 3 hours. He's about to die. Enjoying a gilda outside of the bullfighting arena. Better, we secret. La comida más mejor antes de bullfighting. Bullfighting has a long and controversial history, a cultural tradition in Spain that dates back thousands of years, yet one that continues to spark global debate over animal rights. I felt compelled to witness it firsthand, not out of endorsement, but out of curiosity for a practice that has endured through empires, regimes, and modern reform. For the record, SH Videos did not endorse animal cruelty in any form. I'm obligated to clarify this as my channel was temporarily suspended after posting observational footage from a bullfight. This video aims to document and understand, not glorify what remains one of the most polarizing traditions in the world. That's a wrap on Sevilla, a city that dances to its own rhythm. From the echo of flamenco heels on cobblestone to late-night tapas under glowing lanterns, Sevilla gave us sabor, soul, and stories we'll be telling for years. We came hungry and left full, on food, friendship, and maybe one too many cervezas. But this isn't goodbye, this is just the intermission. Next stop, Cordoba, where ancient empires collide and the adventure only gets hotter. Stick around as SH Videos rolls on.